What if I told you the richest man who ever lived spent his entire life chasing wealth, pleasure, success, wisdom, power, and achievement? And after getting everything most people dream about, he sat down at the end of his life and described it all with one shocking word, meaningless. Not a poor man saying this. Not someone who failed. Not someone bitter because life didn't work out. This was a king. A man with more gold than entire nations. A man who had everything people today still sacrifice their lives trying to get. And his conclusion? It was like chasing the wind. Most people spend their lives believing, if I just make more money, if I just become successful, if I just reach that next level, then finally I'll feel complete. But the Book of Ecclesiastes destroys that illusion completely. And honestly, that's why many people avoid it. Because Ecclesiastes tells the truth most people do not want to hear. My name is Wally, and today I want to tell you a story hidden inside one of the most misunderstood books in the Bible. A story about wealth, success meaning, and the 5 life-changing lessons the richest man in history learned too late. Long ago in Jerusalem, there lived a king named Solomon. People traveled from distant lands just to hear him speak. Kings respected him. Nations admired him. His palace overflowed with gold, silver, luxury, servants, music, food, and power. The Bible says silver became as common as stones during his reign. Imagine that. A life where money was never a problem. A life where every dream could instantly become reality. If anyone could prove that wealth creates happiness, it should have been Solomon. And at first, he truly believed it would. So he chased everything. He built magnificent houses. He planted vineyards and gardens. He surrounded himself with entertainment, singers, treasures, and pleasures. Nothing was denied to him. Every desire was fulfilled. But slowly, something strange started happening. The more he gained, the emptier he felt. Because every achievement gave temporary excitement, then disappeared. Every new pleasure satisfied him for a moment, then faded. Every success only created the desire for more. One evening, after years of chasing everything the world could offer, Solomon sat quietly looking over his kingdom. The sunset painted the sky gold. Servants moved around the palace. Music echoed through the halls, but inside, he felt restless. And in that moment, he wrote these words: Meaningless, meaningless. Everything is meaningless. Not because life had no value, but because everything he chased without God turned into vapor. Something he could see, but never truly hold. And maybe that is still happening today. People spend years chasing money while losing peace, chasing success while losing themselves. Working endlessly, believing happiness is always one promotion, one business, one achievement away. But the finish line keeps moving. Because wealth was never designed to satisfy the human soul. Ecclesiastes says, whoever loves money never has enough. Think about how true that is. A person making $1,000 wishes for $10,000. Someone making $10,000 wants $100,000. Someone with millions still wants more. The desire never ends. Because the problem is not money itself. The problem is expecting money to fill a place only God can fill. And Solomon understood this better than anyone. One day, Solomon walked through his treasury rooms. Gold stacked everywhere, precious jewels shining brightly. But instead of feeling secure, he suddenly realized something terrifying. None of it could truly protect him, not from death, not from fear, not from emptiness, not from time. And he realized something many people still ignore today. The more you own, the more owns you. Bigger wealth created bigger worries. More possessions created more pressure. More success created more exhaustion. And suddenly, Solomon understood, a peaceful life with little can be far richer than a stressful life with everything. Ecclesiastes says, Better one handful with tranquility than two handfuls with toil and chasing after the wind. In other words, peace is more valuable than endless striving. But Solomon also discovered another powerful truth. Life itself is a gift, not the future, not someday, now. The simple moments people overlook every day. A meal shared with family, laughter, friendship, rest, sunlight, love, a quiet evening. Solomon realized many people destroy today, worrying about tomorrow. They become so obsessed with building a perfect future that they never actually live. So he wrote, "Eat your food with gladness. Enjoy life with the one you love." Because true wealth is not always what you store in banks. Sometimes true wealth is the ability to feel grateful for ordinary moments. And honestly, many rich people lose that ability completely. Years passed. Solomon grew older. His hair turned gray. His strength faded. And after testing everything life could offer, he finally arrived at one final conclusion. Not a secret wealth formula, not a success code, not a prosperity strategy. Just this: fear God and keep his commandments. That was it. The wisest and richest man in history realized that nothing in this world lasts forever. Money fades. Beauty fades. Achievements fade. Even life itself passes quickly. But a life connected to God, a life built on truth, wisdom, peace, humility, and obedience, that life has meaning, real meaning. And maybe that is the lesson our generation desperately needs right now. Because many people are becoming successful, but not fulfilled, connected online, but lonely inside, busy every day, but spiritually empty. They are chasing vapor, exactly like Solomon once did. Listen carefully. Money is not evil. Success is not evil. Hard work is not evil. But when those things become the center of your life, you slowly lose yourself. Because nothing created by this world can fully satisfy a soul created for God. And that is why Ecclesiastes is not a depressing book. It is actually one of the most freeing books ever written. Because once you stop chasing what can never truly satisfy you, you become free. Free to rest. Free to enjoy life. Free to stop comparing yourself. Free to stop proving yourself. Free to live with peace. The richest man in history learned that too late. But maybe you don't have to. And if this story spoke to your heart, subscribe to Tales by Hasiba for more powerful stories about life, faith, wisdom, purpose, and the deeper truths most people never stop long enough to see.